So I made myself a dressing gown, a robe, a couple of years ago. I made many mistakes and I've had to mend it, amend it, mend it, and then, I just gave up. So I'm going to make a new one. This one is made out of old sheets, and I do mean old. I've had them in my closet for 30 years. Before that, they were in my parents' closet, and before that, they were in an old man's closet. They're really nice, thick, sturdy cotton, but they're a little too small for a modern bed. I used them when my son was little in his crib, but yeah. So here I have a thrifted sheet for a double bed. It's big. I don't think it's been used really. It has been washed. And this time I didn't bother removing the hems because I can use those. I fold it in quarters. And anyway, so I fold it in quarters. And that's a little long. So turn it the other way. That's even longer. I think it's this way. And you can't see that, but it's down to my ankle. It's down to my ankle. And it's a little long in the sleeve. So either I make a puffy sleeve with a elastic or whatever. I'll decide later. But it's down to my ankle. So that's just perfect, really. So I spread it out on my table here. And I'm going to use the old robe as my pattern. And then just sort of invent around that. So this one has an actual shoulder seam. Because this one was an early project and I made the sleeves too narrow, so I had to widen them. I made many mistakes on this project and I've been paying for them really. So I'm just trying to spread this out, line it up loosely, of course. So one of the things I made wrong with this one is that I made it too fitted up in the upper area, and that is probably why my boobs busted out so many times. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Let me see here. So it will be slightly shorter. Fine with that. It won't overlap as much in the front here because this is the center back here, and you can see it overlaps this much. I'll just cut this wider up here. So we'll start down here, cut that up like so. And add quite a bit and a curve, way bigger sleeves. Now this is, the length of this sleeve is just to here, and it's so narrow I can't pull that up at all. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna cut all the way to the edge and shorten that when I can try it on. So we say goodbye to the old one. And we need, of course, to cut it open in the front. And to do that, I need to iron in the crease. So I'm going to do that now. Anyway, so I changed my mind about the hem situation. So I unpicked it. We're gonna fix this. Let me see. Oh, this is the one of the fronts. We just line it up again as best you can. I mean, this is a garment that I intend to wear in my house in the mornings, in the evenings, so that I can be warmish and decent if I have to open the door. It's not for work or really wearing outside of my front door. So I'm not going to put 100% of my best effort into it. You have to choose your battles, and today I'm not all there, so just want to get this done. So I'm trying to line this up, and I realize I have to iron this I have to try to get these creases out because it won't work. So I'm doing that. So I'm lining this up over here, really, to that little curve that I cut in. That would be the side seams, will be the side seams. So I'm lining up the curve, and yeah, and then I'm just gonna eyeball this curve to down here somewhere. Yeah, it's good enough. So really, next thing would be pockets. I want pockets on this one. I didn't have any pockets on the other one. Mistake. So we put it on. And this is where I want my pocket. So I'm gonna put a pin at the bottom. Not stabbing myself, whatever. I put a pin in, and then let's make some pockets. Yes, pockets. I made pockets. I put them on. So I'm going to sew along the sides, both sides, with a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and then I'm going to serge the edges both together, and then top stitch and that. Very neat. That will be ironed towards the front and top stitched tomorrow. So top stitched, and obviously the sleeves are insanely long. So based on experience with making things with puffy sleeves, I'm going to put a pin there. This is right the tip of my thumb, because I will be turning 1.5 centimeters in to make a channel for the elastic. That should make the sleeve perfect when I'm done with it. So I essentially finished the sleeves. Let's see where those are. Here. I serged and folded it up 1.5 centimeters. I left some open for the elastic to go through, and then I serged all the other remaining raw edges, run the neckline, down the front and the hem, and somewhere along the line the idea of a rolled hem popped into my head. I'm not very good at rolled hems. I have a pressure, and no, it won't come off. I have a pressure foot right here. That is a rolled hem. I have used it, I'm not very good at it, but if I don't do it, I won't get any better, right? So, in wanting to make garments that last forever, I do want to serge the edge and then do rolled hem, just to be safe. So I tried it out on this scrap piece, and I didn't turn into rolled hem. It did turn out quite nice. I'm going to try to do that to finish this piece. So the neckline down the front and the hem, and see how that goes. I'm not sure that was the best of ideas, but it's done. I have to clean it up by hand. I do that anyway, but it's probably 5 ways to do this that is better than this. Belt loops. I almost said usually, but I have only done belt loops once, and that was on the other robe. And then I used bias tape and just folded it like so. And I don't think this is enough. That was a cute color. So I'm just gonna find some of my scrap fabric and cut some pieces up and do it. So with cotton and sheets and their metal, anyway, I'm going to make a strip that is 4 centimeters, because that is the width of the bias tape, and I like that. So with what I was going to say is that with cotton fabrics you can do that, and that will make one side that is very straight. And if I then measure 4 centimeters from that edge, which one is centimeters and which one is inches? So 4 centimeters and a little snip, and I can make my belt loops out of this strip that is completely straight. So I will iron it like you do a bias tape. So essentially fold it in half and then fold in the sides and fold it in again. So I'll do that now. So what I'm thinking is I'm using this belt from my other robe, and I just put it on to you know where it hits in between my fat rolls, and a little pencil, and I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to put the belt loop right over the side seam, which is right there. And there somewhere, I think. In this area. Maybe one in the back. No, that's too much. I have my strip of fabric prepared, It's folded in fours. I'm going to just sew the side and cut it into wide enough, long enough pieces. This is 4 centimeters, so I will cut pieces that are 4, obviously, and then 1 on each side for seam allowance, so 6 centimeters. Yes. So I put the just 1 pin, and I'm going to sew here, obviously, and then turn it up and squish it around until I can sew the other end down. It will be finicky, but I have done it before, so I know it's doable. So the loops are on, and that will make it finished, except for some cleanups like all the threads and and I have decided to not put an elastic in the sleeves until I color it. I will dye this using turmeric, and that means essentially boiling it, and I don't want to boil the elastic because the elasticity of the elastic won't last that long if I boil it. So I want to put the elastic in until I have dyed it, and I will dye this in a separate video, so keep a lookout for that one.